It is 12:50 a.m. and I'm anxious. I can't sleep.
Come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Come ye to Bethlehem.
So, let's talk about how to recognize anxiety. Overthinking. Memory issues. Do you find yourself in the act of doing something and then all of a sudden you can't remember what you were doing? You have to backtrack. Might be a sign of having anxiety. Insomnia. Why am I not asleep right now? I'm totally tired, but I can't turn my brain off. Constant worrying, lack of patience, and my number one thing, procrastination. Yeah. So yes, I have very bad anxiety. I'm always overthinking, and I can't turn my brain off right now because I feel like I should be doing something, when I should be telling myself, just do it tomorrow. Get some rest and get back on track tomorrow. But no, I am sitting in front of the computer. I'm about to try to log into my student portal, even though I think it's down. Let's see if I can remember my username and password. Wrong. Of course I know my username and password. Alright, so this term for me ends on my birthday, March 1st or February 28th, whatever February ends in this year. And I have 6 classes that need to be completed. And there's 5 papers and 1 objective test, which is like a regular test, like a final. For those of you who do not attend WGU, it is a competency-based institution. So you study, you know the material, you test out, you pass the class. You are able to So I just hope that was something in the trash. I don't know what that noise was. I'm not about to go investigate either. You're gonna have to come out and get me, sir, ma'am. Anyway, you're able to retake your assessments up to 2 times. Third attempt and after, you have to pay. It is not free, and I think it's between $40 to $60 per retake. So take the test at your own leisure. Have I failed an assessment? Yeah, duh. Nobody's perfect. So I have failed. Last semester, I failed. The first course was easy because, for those of you who do not know, I'm in school for business administration, concentrating in human resources. So the first one was like Excel, and I use that on a daily basis working. So that wasn't unfamiliar to me. And at my previous institution, I took a similar class like that. So I kind of knew some of the tricks, and it wasn't intimidating for me. Let me backtrack. The first class I took was the Excel. I passed. Then I took a marketing class that I thought I was going to. I thought I knew everything, but I did fail that test because I didn't really study. I just skimmed through it because I was so familiar with some marketing stuff. And the pre-assessment was like cake. I walked through it. But the actual assessment was very different from the pre-assessment on that course. So I failed that, and then I moved on to the next class. And this is the class that I really do not like in my degree plan. So I moved on to the next class. It was global business, and I actually studied and took time out and went through all the course material. And it was just so much going on, and it was like a lot of repeat information. So I just went ahead and I took the pre-assessment and I passed it. Excuse me. And I passed it, and then I took the assessment and failed it. So I moved right along to an accounting class, and I had taken accounting before in my previous institution, but they said that I couldn't transfer that credit over because it didn't have managerial accounting in it. No problem. I like learning anyway, so I took that course pretty serious because accounting is like math. Even though I don't think the assessment had. The assessment did have math on it. But not as much as I expected, like at my previous institution. It was more math competency based than at WGU. So I failed. I was like borderline passing, like probably 2 questions away. And I bust my butt in a day or two because I didn't want to forget the information. Requested to take it over with my instructor during hurricane season, and I passed it. Then the next class I took was, I don't remember the name of that class, but it was pretty much like accounting, but it didn't have anything. It pretty much mirrored accounting. I can't recall the name of that class right now, but I passed that the first time. So that was 5 classes. Then I went back to the marketing class, passed that. Then I went back to global business, failed it. So later on, sometime down the road, I'll be retaking that class again. So right now, I want to have 2 of these classes done by Christmas Day. Today is the 17th. I was supposed to have these classes done by yesterday when I talked to my mentor on Friday. So I talk to my mentor every Friday, and today is technically, oh no, I'm sorry. Today is Friday. So, the class I'm currently enrolled in is very easy, but I'm procrastinating and I don't feel like doing that class. And when I was checking my email the other day, they said that one of these courses I could actually get done in one day. So let me see that. Now I also just kind of want to clean up this living room because I made a mess. I filmed a hair tutorial earlier. Eli has toys everywhere behind me. And there's Oreos on the floor behind me. So, I'm going to pause the talking right here so that I can figure out which course I'm about to start. That way, I also need to see how I can record on Zoom so you guys can see what I'm doing. Go to table of contents. This is the last module. There's only 5 modules. Go to the summary. And there's only 38 pages. So it's 2 o'clock now. Dang, it took me an hour to clean up. Let's get into this and see how long I can read through the course material. Forgot to mention a perk for going to WGU is pretty affordable, maybe about $3,000 per 6 months, and it comes with all the textbooks that you need, so you don't have to worry about getting out. You do not have to worry about getting taxed. You pay for the class, and then later on you pay for books that are $400 and $600. Everything you need comes within the course that you're planning to take. So most of the courses come with you being able to have the option. Some people don't mind reading. Some people learn through listening. Me, if I have to read it all on my own, I'm going to zone out and think about other things. So with me reading it and hearing it at the same time, for me, it helps. Playback button isn't an option in here. So a trick that I learned is you copy and paste. Picture because it doesn't matter and it'll mess up your words. So we're simply gonna copy, go to Word, paste, and I'm gonna copy the rest without the picture. The rest of it, it's not important. Every course that you go to, it tells you about the kickstart, the main idea, the lesson summary, and the case connections, and how you should go about the course. So I'm just gonna put in that first part. Then I'm gonna go to the next page, because I know about that stuff already. So let's talk about topics and pacing. I'm saying it's a 6-week course, but it's only 38 pages in this. It's only 38 pages in this textbook. So if you want to take 6 weeks, okay, sure, no problem. So Unit 2 at WGU is usually where you get to the meat and potatoes of the coursework. So if this is your first couple of courses, of course, definitely read through the introduction and all of that. So I'm just copying the first part or the introduction of Unit 2. Go back to Word. You see at the top where you have the option to go to Home. We'll go to Review, Read Aloud, and press play. Well, I think gotta copy what you want me to read.
Welcome to Innovative
Let me turn down my volume. Jeez. Where is the volume button? Oh, here. Okay, now that I have that turned down.
Strategic thinking.
If you want it to go back, I do this sometimes when I'm not paying attention. Also, there are settings where you can change the speed. If you want David to talk, this is what he sounds like.
Welcome to Innovative and Strategic.
Zara.
Thinking. The purpose of this course is to introduce
And Mark.
you to the knowledge and skills a manager relies on to build and
I think I like Mark's voice right now.
implement competitive business strategies. You will learn how
And then, of course, you can change the speed.
business leaders apply critical thinking, skills and creativity to solve problems effectively and to bridge the gap between mission, vision, and successful implementation of projects. You will learn managerial skills, such as how to apply design thinking when solving problems, use scenarios to strategize, and develop a structured approach to decision making. You will also learn how to analyze trends, evaluate both quantitative and
I don't think I like Mark's voice right now.
data, manage risk, and
And Zara sounds too much like a computer.
An organization to optimize efficiency.
Alright, we're gonna go with Mark. So I'm not gonna share my screen much longer because I'm sure copyright. I'm not using it to gain anything from it, but somebody else might be out there trying to write a textbook. So let's give WGU their props, and I'm gonna stop sharing now. So having the text actually read back on Microsoft Word helps, because if I gotta read it, I'm a nod off, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning. How are you gonna stay awake to make sure that you're actually retaining what you're reading? I drink water. The more water I drink, the more I have to get up and use the bathroom. The more you get up, the more alert and awake you are. So that's my method of studying while my child is asleep. Because what else can you do? When they're awake, they need your attention. So it's a sacrifice. It is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do to get everything all done.